Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in this session, Mr. Lark. Thank you for joining Entrepreneurs Monday. Without much delay, would you be able to give our viewers a very quick introduction of yourself, your business? So I know you have been in business for quite a number of years. Now you have started a new business called Everro, and it is actually in the industry of selling copier machines as well as office automation. Would you be able to share a little bit more with us in terms of what you do and a little bit about yourself and why you started this business?
Okay. Good afternoon, Ken. Thank you for your invitation. Right. Okay, I have been in this IT sales industry for probably about the past 19 years. Okay.
Wow, that's very long.
Yeah. So initially I joined as a salesman in another premium brand, Fuji Xerox. So from there I start to pick up what is IT sales, what is multifunction copier machine, that kind of things. So thereafter I joined another few more companies, and from there I actually gained quite a lot of experience about products, about what is business solutions, what are the software that can help the companies, what is the copiers, what is it all about. So thereafter, after many years of working as a sales, so I find out that okay, in fact, sales is a very good job that can bring you very good income. Okay, but there's still a lot of red tapes and restriction. Okay, because you are working on a company, then there's a cap to your income. No matter how many products that you sell, probably in a month you can sell 3, 5, or even 10 units. That's the maximum that you can do. That is why I after thinking about it, I have decided to come out on my own. I have decided to come out because actually what it all happened is that many years back, I have a friend asking me to invite me to actually join venture with him to go into this industry. That was where about I think about it, and yeah, it's true that because I'm actually not young anymore, I have to think of my future. My kids are still very young. See, so as a salesman, how long can I work as a salesman? I can't be knocking the door when I'm in my 50s or 60s, right? So I got to plan ahead. Yeah. So okay, so thereafter we have go into a partnership for probably 2 years, but unfortunately it doesn't go very well. That is actually quite a very bad experience.
I see.
But a very good lesson for me.
Okay, so Everro is not your first business. Your first business is of another name. Is that so? No,
that was the first partnership I went into a business with my friend. Okay, when it turned out very badly, then in fact my partner actually created a lot of shit for me to clear. So so actually I have a hard time for that past few years. Thereafter, actually I'm out on my own to set up another company. Okay, still doing the same trade, copier sales, IT related. Okay, then but still I face a lot of challenges because I'm doing it alone by myself. Okay, I got in charge of like setting up the company, admin work, the IT, the technical part, sales, everything I got to do it myself. So end of the day, I went to recruit people to help me. I recruit a team of sales, admin, and to be frank, that isn't a very good experience as well because I didn't plan well. That result in the failure of the company. Again, that's another company before Everro.
I see. So altogether, you have got your first company with your ex-partner, and then you started another one. So this one is Everro. So altogether, you have started 3 companies before.
Yes.
Of course, Everro being the latest one.
Correct. So for the second company, actually it ended up I was in debts, and because of the high overhead, the high office rental, and the sales isn't doing very well. Okay, so I landed up in a huge debt. Okay, thereafter I went to think about it, what went wrong. Okay, so I go and study into every areas, including the overhead, including the amount of work that I put in, why it's not getting me good results. So eventually I have to resolve the company, because moving forward, right, it's just like a, how should I put it? 无底洞. So I got to resolve it, and fortunately I found another partner. Yeah, this is something where I want to emphasize. If you want to work with someone to set a company, partners is very important. Okay, because if you choose a bad partners, you may end up yourself into a very bad situation. Okay, so fortunately, this new partner, we have been colleagues for many years. Okay, and she has her role to play. Okay, she's actually helping me more on the like admin, on the coordinations, the support in all other areas, whereby I can be more focused in my sales. Okay, so we went we do this business very in a more conservative way. Okay, because we don't have a lot of funds to play with. Okay, then we just have to be very mindful and caution on the investment. That is why we get a very small office. Then we are very cautious in getting people to come in. And at this point of time, we are in the midst of expanding, but not too fast, because now it's still in a pandemic. So we will grow, but slowly and steady. Right.
I see.
Okay. So right now, okay. So right now, we are actually getting more products to come in, and we are going to expand our company by recruiting more people to come in, like having our own more salesperson, okay, and admin people to help us, because to be frank, this plan we have this plan since about 6 months ago, but unfortunately because of the COVID-19, that's why a lot of plan is we had to shelve it. And right now, okay, for the month of like April to even until June, okay, our business is badly affected. Okay, but before that, we are able to we are doing quite well, because we manage it properly. So our business is actually quite stable way before that. So in terms of like financially, in terms of like business stability, we are still there. Okay, but I mean, we are still somehow rather being affected. That's why we have to slow down a bit in our plan of expansion. Right. I know I have quite a number of customers during this period. Even you talk about the circuit breaker in April and May, even until June, it's in phase 1 or phase 2, the business is not picking up. A lot of them are going for retrenchment. A lot of them are facing financial difficulties. But luckily, our company is still, we do not have a lot of those kind of like big commitments. So we are still able to survive through. But of course, not for another lockdown for another 3 to 6 months. Definitely, we won't be able to withstand this kind of challenge.
Okay. I think the lockdown affected many people, and actually sometimes when people ask me how do I view the lockdown and what are my opinions, and what are some of the strategies, I always tell people that, I mean, of course, sometimes some businesses are luckier than the others, while some businesses are not as lucky. And for some businesses, it's just like a game of attrition, whereby during this period, we are just looking at which competitor among all of us have got the biggest amount of money to burn. At the end of the day, it becomes a game of attrition. Whoever survive during this period will emerge as a winner. Um, and I think one thing that I hear just now is that when you started this business Everro, right, you all actually control your expenditure a lot. So meaning to say you all get a humble office, you all are very careful who you employ and all these people. And because of that, you were able to control your monthly expenditure. And actually that is what gave you the additional advantage when the pandemic came. So
Yes.
so that was what probably one of the best decisions that you have made to keep the company very lean.
Yep. True.
Um, okay. I actually wanted to one of the questions that I wanted to ask as many entrepreneurs as possible, right, is actually the question of because you see, I already hear that you started 3 companies. So the first 2 didn't went too well. The second the second one you went into debt. The first one was because of partnership issue. Would you mind sharing with our viewers, right, a little bit more as to the problem that you faced in partnership for the first company, what happened and how it happened, um, what were some of the lessons that you learned during those moments, and then the second company when the company the second company where you get into financial challenges, what were the challenge that you face, why it happened, and what are the lessons you learned. Because I wanted our viewers to know that, because our viewers are going to be entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, and we want to share with them that actually all of us, we do face the same problem as business owners, as entrepreneurs. We all have more or less the same kind of problem. So if you're so nice and if you are able to share, I think that will be great for us.
Okay. So with regards to the first company that that I partnered with my friend, what happened is that because of this guy, he's a kind of like he and himself kind of person. Everything is about himself, a very selfish kind of people. So and a lot of things he's not willing to put in more effort for the company. Is okay. I mean, if let's say someone is being so calculative, right? So oh yeah, I'm supposed to put in like 8 hours of work, then I put in 8 hours of work. No, you're not working for people. You're working for your own business. This is your own business. Okay. So he's very, very calculative over this, whereby it's not that I'm being calculative, that I want him to put in as much as effort as me, but it's the kind of responsibility. It's your own thing, you know, right? So other than that, because of the trust that I put in him, that I didn't expect that he actually do a lot of hanky-panky things and pocketed quite a lot of money from this company. And
Okay.
it's partly my fault also, because I didn't really go in depth to
Look into the
do the
accounts.
check and balance and all these things. Yeah. So in business, no, you cannot take for granted that everything is like you cannot take for granted.
Okay.
So
Can I stop you? Can I stop you there a little bit? Because if you don't mind, can you share a little bit more in detail, right? How he actually did the embezzlement of the fund. The reason is because, right, for our viewers who are actually starting their first business, and if they were to work with a partner, is there any way they can find out any telltale sign or anything that they can kind of like know that something suspicious is going on? Would that be something that you are willing to share?
Okay, especially when okay, let me quote an example. Sometimes I let him handle some of the supplier, whereby when he get the product from the supplier at a certain cost, and I didn't really go and check to the what is the market price, that kind of thing. So actually he conspire with the supplier to actually mark up the price to the kind of like 5-figure kind of amount. Okay, take for example, this product actually costs you about 10,000. Okay, so he's selling to a customer at about say 22, 23,000 and reported a very low margin of probably 10%, maybe a profit of $2,000. But actually the supplier rebate him the 10,000.
Wow.
And
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but I because we do have our own things to do, and actually like just as what I have mentioned earlier on, I actually in charge of most of the thing. I actually spend a lot of time and effort on this company, whereby he just mainly spend 8 hours and seems like not his problem anymore. So I have to take care of the staff. I have to take care of the company operations, and there are so many things for me to handle, which I really overlook on this part. And the amount that he actually pocketed is really quite a huge sum of money.
Okay. So at the end of the day, you all did an accounting, and you did figure out the amount that he pocketed.
Oh, the amount I can say that is probably estimated about 80,000.
80,000. That's a lot of money to a lot of people.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, of course,
to an
to
average
those
person,
to those big firm probably is just the tip of the iceberg. But for SME new startup like us, it's a huge amount of money.
Yeah, actually, it's an average person's 2 year salary. So it's actually a lot of money.
Yeah, and it can actually pay off the rental and staff salary for quite a few months. So that and in fact, this is just one of the scenario. There are quite a few other things that I find that he even gave away some of the business to competitors in exchange of some monetary returns. If let's say we do have some inquiry, probably he find that we didn't stand a good chance, then he actually throw it to competitors and get some
commission.
Commission from them, which actually for this type of case, right, sometimes we just have to put in a little bit more effort. We can actually bring in the sales for the company.
I see.
It may not be, it can be due to the probably you find that the margin isn't very good and the commission he's getting from the company is not good enough. That's why by trying to others he get more. But this is his company. He got the ownership of the company. Yeah.
Okay. So we have mentioned about two things over here. So one is actually when, if let's say we were to allow, let's say our partners or employees, I think partner and employee would both be the same. So if let's say we were to assign that responsibility of purchasing from suppliers, from by our partners or employees, do make sure that every now and then we do a kind of like market survey to make sure that the purchase that we have done is actually of market price. So that's number one. Then the second thing is also to make sure that we, on a regular basis or on a kind of like ad hoc basis, we check to see who is following up on the leads and find out on the status of the leads, so that we are not wasting leads and allowing employees or partners to send them to competitors in hopes that they can get better returns for their personal gain. Would that be the summary of the 2 pointers that you mentioned just now?
Yes. I mean, in terms of business, there is actually what personally I think is that this doesn't happen only on my company, because I have seen from my customer that even brothers or father and son, that they do have this kind of such kind of incident happening. Like the son is trying to sell something, recommend something to his father, and then get a big cut of the commission, whereby they are paying quite a high price. I mean, even for brothers, I have seen that. That's why I said.
So this is the ugly side of business, and sometimes it's really all about benefits. But I think we are all about building businesses with ethics, and I think you and I, the both of us, we have known each other for quite a while. I think the both of us, the way we do business is we want to be in business long enough, and we want to be proud to go out into the market. And when people ask, how do you make money? Then we can tell them, this is what we do. This is our revenue model.
Okay, as for the as for the second company that we had mentioned earlier on, okay, this is really my fault because I'm the sole business owner. Okay, and what happened there is that I really didn't think much of in terms of the planning part. Okay, so I actually recruit quite a number of people without thinking about whether what happens if, let's say, the result is not satisfying. And my business is going to tahan for how long? I didn't plan that. So after that, I go and get quite a big office with warehouse, and yeah, I spent quite a lot on that, and that actually in about a year or probably more than a year time, right? My debt actually accumulated to about almost 100,000, 100,000, and of course, I have to do something about it. But it's a bit late. But I actually tell my staff that I have to dissolve the company, right? And I have to settle debts. Okay, because my current supply is also my ex-supplier. I owe them about 100,000, and they're kind enough to have a renegotiation with me that if I continue to pay off the debts, right? Okay, because after this, right, I actually go into another business with my friend, one of my good friend, my ex-colleague. So for me to continue the kind of supplier customer kind of relationship, right, I need to fulfill my repayment the installment for 100,000. And after less off the whatever stock that I have, after pay off with whatever cash that I have, I still have about probably 60,000 that I need to pay off then. And I negotiated for about a 12 months installment plan.
When you say pay off with the existing stock, do you return the existing stock to them, or do you sell the stock and then pay them back with the money?
Both. Some of the stock I do have some potential customer which I managed to get rid in about 2 or 3 months time. Then the balance stock actually returned to the supplier, which I think they're kind enough that they actually took back the stock at the same price that I purchased from them.
Wow.
Then
they are being very nice.
Yeah, you won't see that in other supplier, you know. I heard from my friend in another company, the supplier actually took back the stock at a much lower price. Take for example, if you bought it at 10,000, yeah, if you bought it at say 10,000, maybe they are willing to take it back about 2,000 or maybe 3,000 the max.
Brand new lah.
Brand new. So my supplier is willing to take back at the same cost that I purchased from them. Okay, but I think they also see that kind of my sincerity in the continuation of this business. Okay, if let's say the nego actually isn't going very smoothly, okay, we might call off everything, and then they might sue me to bankrupt, and they won't be able to get a single cent back. So I think they also look into long terms, and they can see that I can really contribute to their sales.
You're worth more to them being solvent than bankrupt.
Yeah, because I think partly they know that they also know that my company problem because of the heavy overhead. Then actually I told them about my new plan, the installment plan, and they know that I can sell. They know that I can manage my own business, but probably due to last time I mismanaged it, I didn't plan well. So after looking at my new business proposal, they are okay with the installment for just want to mention how much 60,000.
60,000 after you less off everything that you return to them, and after whatever you sold and pay back to them.
Yeah, it took me 1 year. I think about 1 year, 12 or 13 months. I can't remember. I clear off. Yeah, I clear off 60,000 in a year, And this 60,000 I clear off, and provided I still have some, I still manage to have some
Salary.
salaries for my own expenses and for my family.
That means
So you
are
see,
actually doing quite okay after that.
if I'm on my own, yes. That is why I say you have to be very cautious in recruiting, in the overheads, in your spending, like your office. Office rental is not cheap. Probably you think that monthly about 1,000 plus 2,000 is not a big deal. But if you add in the like the what I call it, the electricity bills and the miscellaneous charges, internet, because we still have to buy what's that the water, what do you call it, the water dispenser,
water dispenser.
Yeah, I have to buy all
Drinking
those
water,
waters, drinking water. Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, of course, you got to buy some beer and Coca-Cola, that kind of thing.
And facility fees, everything add up. Okay, if in good times, this is really still affordable. But in bad times, I can tell you, imagine if you had like pandemic, 3 months, you can't do sales, 3 months, zero revenue. And these 3 months, you can incur easily like probably more than 10,000 kind of expenses. I'm talking about, and I'm talking about zero overhead, you know. Imagine you have a few staff, you have to pay for their salary. Probably some of them, you have to pay for their transport. You have to pay for their medical, all those benefits, annual leave, all this cost money. And also CPF. Okay. So my staff last time as a sales easily, I need to cough out about close to $3,000 before commission, you know. 3,000.
Why it's actually not low, the salary that you're paying to them.
Including a CPF and all other expenses. So I got to,
because I know a lot of sales job out there. I think the average salary is between 2 to 2.5.
Yeah, about there. That is why there was a time my expenses for overhead and the running cost is about 20,000 per month. 20,000 per month. You know how many machines I have to sell. My margin isn't very big, so I have to sell about at least more than 10 to 15 machines every month.
Just to cover costs.
Yes, just to cover costs. And you know, in sales, right?
It's actually quite low. That means like, how much do you sell per machine? 10.
Okay, the brand that I'm getting is actually it's a Japanese brand, Kyocera. I don't know how familiar you are with this brand. But
I think you can introduce a little bit Kyocera to our viewers. I personally know Kyocera because I have known Mr. Lark for quite a number of years. And all this while he has been very loyal to Kyocera. I believe there must be good qualities with that company. And right now my office, I'm also using Kyocera. So far no complaints. And
thank you for your support.
Service is okay also. So maybe maybe Mr. Lark, would you like to share a little bit more with our viewers on Kyocera?
Yeah, I used to sell brand like Xerox, even Ricoh or HP, and ended up I still prefer to stay put with Kyocera brand. Okay, because I believe that providing a so-called low cost but productive equipment is quite essential to most companies, right? So a lot of companies, I mean, of course, some of those big firm MNC, they don't give a damn whether how much saving you're talking about. You know, every month you go on a lease or installment, how much is like $200, $300 per month. To them, right, they don't see it as a kind of like important things. It will not never be their top of their priority list, right? So actually, I'm targeting a lot more on the SME, right? And if you talk about say monthly $50 different compared with other brand like those top 2, top 3 brand, $50 per month, $100 per month. You talk about 1 year is how much? Okay,
that's $600.
Do you know that a lot of companies, they are talking about, cost savings, how much they save on the electricity? Oh, you got to turn off the computers, turn off the aircon, you can only turn on, adjust to 24, 25 degree. Do all these minor things, right? And you are saving how much per month? $50, $100 for those SME. Why don't you get a reliable machine, a copier machine, which the price is also much cheaper than those premium brand, but it can perform similarly, or I can say on par with those brands out there. Basically, you just need to do copy, print, fax, and scan. And to be frank, nowadays, we are talking about paperless. And I mean, probably there's no way to go paperless for most of the industry. You can go paperless. Okay, we print lesser, we copy lesser, right? But we still need a machine for our day-to-day operations. And why you have to spend so much money on those sort of machine, whereby it's not those luxury things like Rolex that you can wear on a watch and show to your friend, hey, I'm wearing a Rolex watch. You don't carry a copy machine on your wrist. You know, that is why I think that although our brand is not those top 3 brand, but it can perform very well in terms of the quality, the productivity, and most importantly is the running cost of our machine is actually very worthwhile. See, that's why I have been sticking to Kyocera for so many years. I have been selling Kyocera for more than 10 years. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
That became a short marketing pitch for you.
Yeah. I mean,
but viewers, if let's say you're looking for an affordable brand, you can look for Mr. Lark. There'll be a link down below where you will be able to see some of the offers that Mr. Lark will be giving to our viewers. We would like to thank Mr. Lark for that as well. But nonetheless, as a channel, we try to be as neutral as possible. So you make your decisions. I mean, Mr. Lark have given you some ideas as well as some reason as to why you may want to purchase this product, but the decision is on yourself. So you decide. All right. So perhaps maybe Mr. Lark, you will be able to carry on where we stop off just now.
Okay. So talk about the second company. So actually, I pay off the debts in about 1 year time, and after that, I went into partnership with this Everro, and I dare not say that we are really very successful, but I can say that everything goes well. Okay, and company, if let's say we didn't really plan it well, I can say that this pandemic we are no longer surviving, right? And we are still in the midst of like expanding, and thereafter we have a discussion with my partners that eventually if let's say after our expansion, what to do with the excess money. Okay, in accounting, right, it isn't very good to have too much money in the bank. So we have to think of, we have to reinvest and hope for higher ROI. And
you can always invest in me. Feed a hungry developer.
No, actually, we have quite a number of friends in business also, and some of them are doing very, very well. And we have found out this is something that we are in the midst of doing also, which is the marketing, the social media, all this. Because when you, I think that a lot of my friends, they are getting a lot of inquiry from like Facebook marketing, they are doing those Instagram, and even a small business like baking cakes, they can get quite a number of orders. I mean, this is from my ex staff. I mean, his wife is doing cake business now, quitting her job, and I think it's not bad. Every week still got quite a number of business.
Just from online.
Just from online. Yeah, this is something whereby we are currently going to it. And other than that, we also have in business, you have to do long-term business plan. You don't plan it, probably I want to do something, then next month I do it. I think this is very risky. you need times to really study on how to go about it. You have to do a forecast of the result, have to do a lot of analysis. Because before that, the first two businesses that I failed to plan. So we had to do a lot of study, had to really know about the expenses, about the money that you put in, what kind of returns you're getting. You have to prepare for like some unforeseen circumstances. What happens if, let's say, things happen which is not according to your plan? There's a Chinese saying, 计划赶不上变化. So you need to have alternative plan also in case this thing doesn't work out. What to do next, right? So we are very cautious. That is why Everro, before that, we have some plan. We was thinking of how to go about it. You see, even during this circuit breaker period, we suffer a bit, but it didn't really affect us quite a lot because we are prepared and we have some other thing else to do. We are still collecting some other alternative income. Take for example, like rental or those supplies. We are doing supplies also. So still a little bit of income to sustain. See, so we need to have alternative plan. We need to do a lot of studies. We need to really another thing is about the networking. You really need to know a lot of people because for their trade they may not be very related to you, but you will know maybe someday you may be in partnership with them, right? So, and the next plan for us, right, we are still in the midst of discussions, and actually, I'm looking
still
into
deciding how to spend your money.
No, not about that. I'm still deciding how to go about it because the plan is set. We intend to go into F&B business.
I see. Cash flow.
I know it's not easy because F&B, you see during this circuit breaker, a lot of restaurants, a lot of eateries, they actually closed down. Even retails, a lot of them closed down.
Yes.
Okay, but 危机就是转机. We don't do it now, but we plan for phase 3. Okay, during I mean, if let's say phase 3 is tomorrow, then you start to do your planning. You start to gather your funds, get everything prepared. This may take 6 months to a year, right? By the time you go into the market, you are far behind, right? So we are planning for the phase 3, and I do have some friends that are quite successful in F&B, and maybe we have some projects or something in mind that we can work together. Of course, the details I shall not reveal too much here, but this is a plan for our company.
I see.
Yeah, because if we go into F&B, I think maybe we have another location, another venue to talk with our customers. Say, hey, Mr. Customer, come to my shop. You see, on one hand, I can actually do some recommendation, some intro to my shop. On the other hand, people know that, not bad, huh? Your company still can own a shop, that kind of thing. So people will have the kind of confidence, the trust, the credibility there, you see. I mean, this is the next step we're moving.
Okay. I think your idea is a little bit similar to our idea. I mean, not in the sense whereby we are also going to F&B, but in the sense whereby because you are in business and you need to follow up with your clients, so you are creating that that follow up, that thing to talk about, as in how do you follow up, where do you follow up. So one of the idea could be like, hey, I actually have a restaurant somewhere. Why don't you come over to my restaurant, and then I will plunger you to some food, then we can have our discussion there. So then you create the next opportunity to meet up with your client again. And then as the client is eating, then you can have further conversation with them. So you are creating, so you're actually kind of like planning forward, create that opportunity for yourself. Because anyway, you got to follow up with your client. So might as well you create one kind of like thing for them to kind of like follow your path lah, to the follow-up section itself. So for our side, right, the one of the reason why I started this YouTube channel is because I started to realize that a lot of people are consuming online media, and we are already spending money advertising online with Facebook as well as Google AdWords. So then I was thinking to myself that if let's say I am able to start my own YouTube channel and create my own bunch of following, then I could advertise or I could leverage on my own network. While I still leverage on other people's network, I can have my own network to leverage on as well. So in a way, I think it's similar. So we are like building another business or another thing that will synergize with what we are doing initially.
But going into that, right, into the F&B, I think very importantly is we have to be focusing a lot more on the marketing, on the social media, rather than waiting for those walk-in customer. Okay, there was a time whereby I talked to my friend, say, hey, how come you see those like Starbucks, Coffee Bean, you know, they are doing a very, very good business. How come? Then he said that they, what have they done? You know, so if let's say I were to set up a cafe, am I able to achieve the kind of same kind of like regular customer that come for us? And there's one conclusion, very simple. A lot of people, they like to meet up outside for a drink, a talk, you know. Then what they think of is like, oh, you go to a shopping mall. Oh, let's meet at Coffee Bean. Let's meet at Starbucks. It's so easy for them. You see, if let's say a new setup cafe, nobody knows about them. Let's meet at I can't even remember the name. You see? So very importantly, you have to build up your brand awareness. See? And eventually when people know about your brand, I can tell you, you don't look for business. Business come for you.
That's the wonderful thing about having a brand. People will I mean, that is why people say get the mind share of people. So if let's say when you think about coffee, you think about Starbucks and Coffee Bean. When you think about hamburger, you think about McDonald's, Burger King, that kind of thing. And then when you think about meeting someone somewhere, the first thing you think about is maybe MRT station, then Starbucks or Coffee Bean, that kind of thing. So I guess that is what you are trying to share.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I want to bring us back to where we came from. So just now, right? You shared with us that you are a person who likes to plan ahead for your business, what to do next, that kind of thing. There's another school of thought where a lot of entrepreneurs, they actually believe in, or they probably attend some motivational workshop or training, and then they always hear people say that, okay, you shoot first, aim later. So there's this phrase, you shoot first, aim later. You do first, later then think about it. So what is your opinion towards this phrase? Are you okay with that? Or do you think that this is the quickest way to failure?
I don't agree with this because based on my first two business failure, this is exactly no planning. You see, I mean, of course, I won't I can't say that there are people who just go and chong for it, then they definitely cannot be as successful. Sometimes probably those people, there's a bit of luck with them. Probably they are talented. But if let's say you plan well, definitely it's going to increase your chances of winning. See, so I would not advise people to just just go and do something which without finding out what's happening, without finding out the market, without finding out exactly what you're going to do. Okay, yeah, of course you can say that. Oh yeah, this is something very potential business. I would like to go into the market probably tomorrow, even next week. Yes, it can be very enthusiastic, but this is called impulsive, which based on my experience, by the time unless you came from a very rich family, you can tahan a lot of failures. Money is nothing to you. You can burn your money. But maybe to a lot of people like me, okay, maybe 60,000, 80,000, 100,000 is a lot of money to me. You know how much I need to earn that kind of money? I have to spend at least about 1 year, 2 years, or probably 3 years to save up that kind of money. Of course, when you have that kind of confidence, you have a lot of contacts. You know a lot of people, and probably you're very smart. Okay, who knows? Maybe you will be successful in about 1 year, 2 years time. You won't know. You see, even Jack Ma, he took how many years to be successful? I mean, he was a teacher, then end up he got to find investor, do a lot of things, work with his team for, I think, don't know how many years, 5 years, 10 years.
Quite a number of years. I couldn't remember. I watched quite a bit of his videos, but I couldn't really remember the specifics.
And I think he didn't plan well also, because when he went to, is it US that he studied there, right? So he said that he actually saw that something called internet. He's very excited. He came back to China, want to share with a lot of people to invest in him. He want to do this type of business, but he said that he don't even know about computers. And he's very bold, you know. And then he started to really work very hard on it. But if let's say he really planned out, he go and study well and do a lot of studies, do a lot of market research, maybe he can do even better, or even he can achieve his success much earlier. But I mean, this is really hard to say. Sometimes we say, 时机不等人. So at the right timing. That's why I can't guarantee you say that, oh, you choose A, you definitely fail. You choose B, you definitely will be successful. It really depends. A lot of substance, a lot of factors, and it can actually lead you to don't know where or to somewhere.
Okay. So unfortunately for our viewers, there's no straightforward answer. It doesn't mean that if you plan, you will succeed. It doesn't mean that if you don't plan, you will definitely fail. So at the end of the day, sometimes it's a little bit about luck also.
Yeah,
that's why you're called Mr. Lark, right?
Actually, I actually quite admire this guy. I don't know if you heard about him or not. He's actually the founder of the Emporium. He used to be very successful. He has actually quite a lot of shops in Singapore, in Malaysia, Hong Kong, and he's very rich since then. That was in somewhere around 80s. Right. So
I still remember Emporium, that name. But I think a lot of young people nowadays didn't even heard about Emporium anymore.
Yeah.
I think now they only hear NTUC.
You see, even if let's say you're a very successful businessman, that doesn't mean you will not fail your business. At the age of, I think, 60 plus, because of I don't know if it's due to the recession or due to some economic crisis or what, he actually declared as a bankrupt. 60 plus,
60 years
63
old,
or 65,
60 plus.
63 or 65 years old. Okay, he has been quite successful in business for so many years. He still can fail after that. You see, nothing is certain, right? But I admire his kind of a spirit, whereby at the age of almost 70 years old, he still want to make a comeback. He go and I think due to last time he got very good credibility in business. He get some loan, he go into business again. He went to Malaysia, and within a few years time, right, he was a millionaire again. And then he came back Singapore. Then he threw some kind of like dinner to thank his ex staff who actually have been helping him. And thereafter he sold off his business for I think more than 10 million.
Wow.
So you see, at the age of like 70s, he still have that kind of drive to really work so hard on his business, on his career. This is something where
when you get older,你的体力就没有这么好了咯。
My failure in the first two business, I was actually quite despair. Then then after I was thinking, wow, why so sway? So unlucky. Why like that? Why like that? I keep blaming here and there, blaming myself, blaming everything. Then, but I studied about his story. Then I think, 70 years old, bankruptcy. Then he came back into business, and then I was thinking, I'm about 40 at that time. I close to 40 at that time. That was a few years back. Yeah, I'm still very young compared to him.
Yeah.
Then I don't have the, I can't be saying, I want to give up, that kind of thing. I really have to think wisely, work harder, and I believe that there's a will, there's a way, right? Just don't give up.
Yeah. Actually, that was what I wanted to ask you, which is like you failed your first business, then you failed your second business, and then to anyone you'll be super sian already. Yeah. Your first business true already, then second business true already. Then after that, you got to start your third business again, start all over again. So actually I wanted to ask you what actually kept you moving and what actually made you decided to try for the third time. And then did you get any objections from, let's say, your family members saying that, hey, why you keep wanting to do business? You already failed twice. Why don't you just go and look for a job? Did that happen to you?
Yes, of course. Actually, my wife didn't say a lot of things, but actually, my mother-in-law, in fact, she asked me to go and drive what do you call it, the Grab, yeah, Grab. And she said that, I heard that very good income, that kind of thing. Then I was telling her that I'm not the kind of person who drive for business. I'm not, and for me, right, because I have been in this trade for so many years, I wouldn't want to waste my knowledge, my skill set, my whatever things I have learned for the past 19 years, right? Then suddenly go into another trade is like, I have to start all over again. And how long can I drive, right? So, and how far can I go? But starting as an entrepreneur, have my own business, right? Who knows? Maybe one day I can be as big as Alibaba.
Maybe there's always that possibility.
Yeah. So, but it's not only about the kind of money that I make. It's also about the kind of achievement. If one day I were to tell my my kids that, yeah, daddy, today I have this business, and the hard time I won't tell them about how successful I am. I prefer to share with them the kind of the processes, the kind of hardship I have went through. It's not easy. I rather them to know that the dark side of it. I rather them to learn from my mistake rather than, oh yeah, you're successful, then take over my business. That's all. No, I want them to learn about all the bad things. Not learn. I want them to learn about the
challenges.
Challenges, correct. The challenges.
All the shit that you have to tar before it becomes successful.
Yes. Because all this while, I have been recruiting and done a lot of interviews, and I have seen a lot of, people call it what, 草莓族啊. So this is really
一动就 all 青的那一种.
Yeah, so that's quite a lot, and it's tough to really change them because maybe in their family they are those pampered spoiled kids. I rather put it this way, they have been living in that kind of environment for many years. It's not easy to change them. If you tell them off a few times, they say, I rather, I quit. See, so I want to educate my kids to be to learn from my mistake, to learn the way that I have went through. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm very successful now. I'm still in the midst of
figuring out and growing.
Yes, still in the midst. I hope to grow the business bigger and go into more businesses because like what I say, Copier business what I'm doing now is actually selling IT sales. The most I can expand to is the IT products like laptops, which I'm currently doing now. I'm also selling laptop as well, and those PC, maybe going to software. But no matter how well I do, right, I cannot be as big as my supplier. I'm not a manufacturer. I'm not from the production side. Okay, I'm just a training company. I'm just a reseller, right? So I need to go into many other businesses to really expand my so-called career, right? I don't know how other people think about it, but currently this is what I have in my plan. Yeah.
I can relate to that, because last time I got one friend, actually not really a friend, it's an acquaintance, because the other time I was prospecting to purchase a franchise license from 7-Eleven, and then I was asking my friend, because he has got 11 7-Eleven, and then I asked him, hey, how is business 7-Eleven? What is the margin like? So he says that actually, if you look at my shop, each shop, my maximum profit per month is around 1,000 to 2,000. And I said, wow, then it's actually not a lot of money. Then after that, he says, but I got 11. What? So if let's say every shop give me 1,000, I got 11 shop, then I got 11,000 every month. So then, it started to make sense. So sometimes it doesn't mean that you must build a multi-million-dollar business like Alibaba or Amazon, right? I mean, for the average folks like you and me, right, it can be like we build a business that give us like 2,000 per month or 3,000 per month for that business, and then we build 5, then we have got 15,000 per month. So that is also another option. But then you'll be faced with the problem of now you have to manage 5. Then how do you manage that 5? But nonetheless, I think we got to start wrapping up a little bit, because it has been an hour already. So maybe what I want to do is to give Mr. Lark an opportunity to promote his products and services. Maybe you can talk about one of your product or service, and then share with our viewers how they would be able to qualify for this promotion that you are giving to our viewers.
Okay. Because now still a lot of people, they are working from home. So I believe we do have some customer asking for like smaller machine printers for home use, like A4 kind of printers. Okay, you can print, you can scan. Okay, what we have here is a Coursera, this M5521 CDW. Okay, this is a color MFP A4 size, right? Then the original price is 1,558, and now we are going at 1,288 only, right? And if you compare those off-the-shelf kind of printers, right, that those machines actually have to do cash and carry, and then you have to do your own self-installation. You have to maybe think of way how to figure out how to install on your PC. Okay, but right now, okay, this machine we give free delivery and free installation for you, and on top of that, we are giving. On top of that, the machine comes with one set of starter kit, toner kit, and we're giving away extra one black space, one extra toner black. Okay, and we're giving away a $50 shopping voucher as well.
Wow!
Right? This is
so $300 discount. On top of that, still got $50 voucher.
Yes, and if you compare with those off the shelf, like we cover the delivery and installation, and this machine comes with Wi-Fi ready. You don't even need
to. So just connect to Wi-Fi can already.
Yes.
No need to connect to the router with a cable.
No. So you can actually, if you have 2, 3, or 4 PCs at your home, you can actually easily connect it, and our guys will help you if you are so-called not so IT savvy. So
sure. So they will come to their house and then help them install into their computer the drivers until they can print and they go. Is that how it works?
Yes. And this machine comes with 2 years on-site warranty.
2 years on-site. So your guys will come to service if let's say there's a problem.
Yes. I think we won't be working from home for 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a trend. I don't know.
Actually, I'm trying not to go back to office so quickly. Partly because we for myself, I find myself a little bit more productive. And so far, our guys have also been quite okay working from home. So we
look
will
at my
try to
background.
delay.
I'm also working from home.
Yeah, quite refreshing. I mean, a different perspective towards work. So okay, just to confirm, because if let's say you are promoting your products, just to make sure that our viewers know what is in store for them. So number one, the original price is 1588. Now we are offering them at 1288. Am I right? Then free installation, free delivery to their house, and then on top of that they get a $50 voucher. It is 2 years on-site warranty. So if let's say their printer has got any issues or any problems, they just give you guys a call, and then the technician will come down to their place to fix the problem.
And there's an extra black toner on top of the starter kit.
Sure. Fantastic. So, okay, viewers, if let's say that is what you need to print some documents, print your quotation contracts for signing, and then you need to scan and send it back to your client, then this would be a possible deal that you might want to look into. We will include the details of signing up for this deal below. So like our video, share it, subscribe to our channel. You will be given a promo code, and with that promo code, right, you will be able to get these discounts, and Mr. Lark will be able to serve you once you purchase the printer itself. So before we end the session, Mr. Lark, is there anything you would like to add on to the interview and share with our viewers?
Okay. Basically, what I have shared is actually quite a number I have shared already. So basically, I wish everybody good luck. I hope that really those youngster or those young entrepreneur just going to this market, you just be persistent, just be positive, because it may, along the way you may find a lot of challenges, find a lot of obstacles. Okay, so for me, I think that if your mindset is right, so nothing is impossible. Okay, so throughout for my so many years, my path is actually very, very tough, very challenging. Okay, what I have to say is just overcome it, go for it. Right, thank you.
Sure. Actually, I know Mr. Lark in person myself for quite a number of years. Actually, what he has shared with you guys just now, right, is actually the toned down version of his journey already. Actually, his journey is really, really very tough. It's really very difficult. So like what Mr. Lark says, do persist and success will be around the corner. That will be all. Thank you so much, Mr. Lark, for joining us in this interview. I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.